Have you ever wondered what hides beneath the waves in a world so alien it makes science fiction look ordinary? From colossal squids that haunt the deep to bizarre armored bugs that look like they belong on another planet, the ocean keeps delivering creatures we can hardly believe exist. Tonight we dive into 7 of the strangest sea animals ever discovered, life forms so strange they seem invented. If you love slow, deep dive stories from the hidden ocean, subscribe now and hit like. It helps the channel a lot and tells me you want more of this kind of content. Now, let's begin. Vampire squid. Meet the creature with the most dramatic name in the deep, the vampire squid. But despite the vampire in its title, this animal is neither vampire nor a true squid. German toothologist Carl Chun first described it in 1903, and he gave it a name that reads like a Gothic novel, Vampiroteuthis infernalis, the vampire squid from hell. It's easy to see why. With dark reddish eyes and a webbed cloak of skin that can flare like a cape, it looks as if it swam straight from a macabre painting.
Still, appearances can mislead. The vampire squid is a gentle deep-sea scavenger. It doesn't drink blood. It doesn't hunt in the way you might expect. Instead, it feeds on what scientists call marine snow, a drifting haze of algae, dead plankton, and tiny organic fragments that slowly rains down through the water column. But don't confuse harmless with helpless. The vampire squid has evolved remarkable defenses for the blackness it calls home. When threatened, it can eject a cloud of mucus studded with bioluminescent particles from pores at the ends of its arms, a glowing fog that momentarily blinds or confuses predators as the squid slips away into the dark. Bruce Robinson, a senior scientist at the Monterey Bay Aquarium Research Institute who has followed these cephalopods for decades, points out something important. The name was likely inspired more by looks than by behavior. I suspect the red eyes and the cape led him to say that looks like a vampire, so he had some fun with the name. In truth, the vampire squid is a master of adaptation, a creature designed for survival in a world of pressure, cold, and perpetual night. It's a reminder that beneath the surface, evolution writes stories stranger than fiction. Hoodwinker sunfish. From a creature cloaked in shadows to one that hid in plain sight for decades. Meet the hoodwinker sunfish, one of the newest and most surprising additions to the marine world. Scientifically named Mola tecta, this enormous, almost otherworldly fish was only officially identified in 2017 by PhD student Marianne Nygaard and her research team in New Zealand. Its name comes from the Latin tectus, meaning hidden. And fittingly, this giant managed to stay concealed from science despite decades of research into sunfish species.
I was pretty impressed that this fish had managed to escape recognition for all of these years, Nygaard says. With sunfish taxonomy notoriously tricky and messy, this species had been slipping through the cracks. Mola tecta inhabits the cold southern waters off New Zealand, Australia, Chile, Peru, and South Africa. Yet it hasn't stayed confined there. Sightings continue to surprise scientists, even turning up along California's coast and reaching as far north as Alaska. Part of what makes the hoodwinker so difficult to identify is that sunfish can look dramatically different as they grow. Their shape, body texture, and fins shift over time, making classification a serious challenge. One of the most striking encounters happened on June 3rd, when a massive sunfish measuring over 7 feet washed up on an Oregon beach. Locals assumed it was the common ocean sunfish, until Nygaard was alerted. After reviewing the photos, she confirmed it. It was Mola tecta, hiding in plain sight once again. "I feel they're hoodwinking me constantly," she joked. And so, Even in our modern age of satellites, genetics, and global research, a 2,000-pound fish can still surprise us. Pram bug. Now we descend into the twilight zone, the dim blue band between 200 and 1,000 meters deep, home to a creature that is tiny but disturbingly ingenious. This is the pram bug, known scientifically as Phronima. Despite the innocent-sounding name, taken from the British word pram, meaning baby stroller, this amphipod is one of the ocean's most ruthless parasites. Usually less than an inch long, the pram bug targets salps, soft-bodied drifters that resembled transparent jellyfish. And this is where the story becomes both brutal and strangely strategic. A mother pram bug uses her sharp, crab-like claws to hollow out the inside of a salp, creating an empty, drifting vessel. Inside that carved-out casing, she lays her eggs, a stolen home for the next generation. Once she's finished, she doesn't simply abandon it. She climbs back inside and pilots the salp like a stroller, pushing it through the water with her powerful swimming legs, a parasitic captain driving a living ship. When the young hatch, they continue the cycle, feeding on the salp from the inside. Even the mother takes a share. As marine researcher Eric Hoyt puts it, the killing and hijacking of another creature is a very nice contrast to devoted motherly love. The pram bug is a perfect example of how the deep sea blends beauty and brutality, a reminder that survival in the oceans often requires astonishing, sometimes disturbing, creativity. Now let's head to the coastal waters of Japan, Brazil, and Argentina, home to one of the most hypnotizing creatures in the ocean, the flower hat jellyfish. This jellyfish, known scientifically as Olyndius formosa, looks like something straight out of a fantasy movie. Its tentacles shimmer with neon pinks, greens, and blues, colors so bright you'd swear they were glowing. These mesmerizing tentacles aren't just for show, they're a trap. The flower hat jellyfish uses its glowing stripes to lure in small fish, almost like turning its body into a living underwater disco where it's both the DJ and the predator. Despite being only about 6 inches across, these jellyfish can appear in massive groups called blooms. Scientists believe these blooms happen when warmer waters lead to an explosion of food sources, causing populations to spike. Their sting isn't lethal to humans, but it is painful enough to ruin your entire day. Swimmers in Argentina have learned this the hard way, which is why the flower hat jellyfish has inspired both breathtaking artwork and serious caution signs.
Gulper eel. Deep in the eastern Pacific, where sunlight never reaches and pressure is unimaginable, a famously strange creature lurks through the darkness. The gulper eel. At first glance, the gulper eel looks almost unremarkable, long, black, and ribbon-like. But then it opens its mouth. This eel's enormous jaw can balloon outward like a bubble, forming a massive pouch big enough to scoop up prey much larger than itself. It's one of the most dramatic feeding adaptations in the deep sea, a kind of biological emergency mode for when food is scarce. Despite its frighteningly large mouth, the gulper eel actually prefers small crustaceans. Its teeth are tiny, so it relies more on swallowing prey whole than tearing anything apart. In 2018, a juvenile gulper eel became an internet sensation when the Nautilus EV expedition filmed it inflating its giant mouth like a bright, Muppet-like balloon in the waters near Hawaii. The clip racked up over 5 million views, proof that even in the darkest corners of the ocean, the world's strangest creatures can still find a way into the spotlight. Colossal squid. Now we dive into the deep, freezing waters of Antarctica, home to one of the most legendary and fearsome mysteries of the ocean, the colossal squid. Not to be confused with its relative, the giant squid. The colossal squid is actually the largest invertebrate ever discovered. Its scientific name, Mesonychoteuthis hamiltoni, sounds intimidating, and this creature lives up to it.
The first recorded evidence came in 1925, when zoologist Guy Robson examined 2 massive tentacles found inside the stomach of a sperm whale washed ashore in the Falkland Islands. That sighting alone was enough to spark legends. Then, in 2007, those legends became reality. Fishermen in the icy Ross Sea accidentally hauled up one of these monsters, weighing over 1,090 pounds. It's one of the biggest colossal squids ever caught and gave scientists a rare, invaluable look at a creature normally hidden in pitch-black depths. For decades, no one had ever seen one alive in its natural habitat. But in 2023, deep-sea explorer Matthew Mulrenin captured footage that may finally show a live baby colossal squid drifting in the dark waters of the Southern Ocean, hundreds of miles off Argentina. Research is still underway to confirm it, but if true, it's a discovery that rewrites everything we know about this elusive giant. Archerfish. From the freezing depths, we move to the warm mangroves of Southeast Asia and Northern Australia, where a much smaller but incredibly talented creature lives, the archerfish. Don't let its size fool you. This fish is a sharpshooter. Archerfish hunt in a way that seems almost unbelievable. They spit jets of water with pinpoint accuracy to knock insects off branches and leaves above the surface. They pull in water through their gills and then use a special groove in the roof of their mouth to fire it like a pressurized water gun. And they almost never miss.
Ranging from 4 to 11 inches long, these tropical fish can also leap a full foot out of the water to snatch their prey if spitting doesn't work. Whether they're chasing crustaceans underwater or sniping unsuspecting insects above, the archerfish is one of nature's most surprising hunters. The deeper we explore our oceans, the more we realize how little we truly understand. From squid with glowing mucus clouds to parasitic pram bugs to colossal giants lurking in the dark Antarctic waters, these 7 sea creatures remind us that Earth's greatest mysteries aren't in outer space, they're right here beneath the waves. Every new discovery raises more questions. How many species still remain unseen? What strange adaptations lie hidden in the depths we've yet to explore? And how many extraordinary creatures are living their entire lives in complete darkness, far beyond the reach of human eyes? One thing is certain, the ocean is not just a home for life, it's a world of secrets, survival, and wonders that defy imagination. If you enjoyed this journey into the deep, then you'll love the next adventure. Watch this next. Inside the life of a 500-year-old predator, the Greenland shark mystery. It's a mesmerizing look into one of the oldest and most mysterious predators on the planet. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next exploration.